science fiction.
With a whole new attitude.
Sci-Fi Entertainment, only on the Sci-Fi Channel. Coming up next.
Actress Téa Leoni gives us the truth about Deep Impact and David Duchovny.
He's so quietly riveting and so funny.
I get my dream assignment trying to interview all 4 Star Trek captains.
Plus, fan profiles, monster previews, and sci-fi's sexiest bad guy, Gary Oldman. I'm Chase Masterson, and this is my sci-fi loving co-host, Scott Mantz, with the latest from the world of sci-fi entertainment.
You know, before we get things started, I just have to say that a month ago, I'm watching you on Deep Space Nine. Now here I am hosting a television show with you. This is pretty awesome stuff.
Later in the show, we'll reveal how Scott's dream did become a reality. But first, let's check the Sci-Fi Wire for the latest buzz.
You mean an institution? A madhouse?
Talk about psycho, listen to this. Universal Pictures has signed director Gus Van Sant to direct a shot-by-shot remake of Alfred Hitchcock's classic horror film Psycho. And following in the footsteps of Godzilla, the studio is declaring a complete press blackout. They even refused to comment on the film's story. Hello? Earth to Universal? If you're doing a shot-by-shot remake, I think we already know how the story goes.
Courtney Cox is a male alien in the body of a female. And I'm like green and bald. I have pointy ears and like long fingers and strange eyes, and it's fun.
Heather Graham, who wore next to nothing as Roller Girl in Boogie Nights and starred as Judy Robinson in Lost in Space, is sticking with sci-fi for a while. She's now in the upcoming movie Alien Love. Graham co-stars with Scream's Courtney Cox and British actor Kenneth Branagh. No word yet on just how much of Heather we'll see in this one. And that's the latest from the Sci-Fi Wire. For your daily dose of sci-fi, log on to the Dominion at www.scifi.com. The movie Deep Impact asks the classic sci-fi question, what would you do if the world was about to end? Star Téa Leoni, who's married to X-Files' David Duchovny, pondered that question while making the film.
I would want to be with David. I can't imagine being apart from David during something like this. What we would do, the good news, I suppose, is anything goes. Smoking, being sexually creative, drinking, jumping off of buildings.
The buzz I hear on David and Téa is they're very much in love. This month they celebrate their first wedding anniversary. But when they first met, sparks didn't exactly fly.
We met 6 years ago, and it was not only not love at first sight. I think David was damn near repulsed.
The celebrity couple originally met on a TV talk show.
I was nervous and talked a mile a minute, and David, you know, wanted a word in edgewise, and I didn't let him, and can you imagine? And it wasn't until 5 years later, very unromantically, that our mutual agent thought we'd just be fun together.
Téa also let me in on a secret. Before dating David, she wasn't an X-Files fan. In fact, she didn't even watch the show.
I'm back over here.
Couldn't imagine that a show about these 2 agents who never even kissed were searching in some dank file looking for alien-related I don't know whats, and then it was inconclusive every week or something. I mean, I was almost furious about this thing I'd never seen.
Before their first date, Téa decided she better check the show out. And now, like the rest of us, Téa gets her fill of the files every week.
Saw one, loved it, thought it was great, thought he was terrific. He's so quietly riveting and so funny, which that struck a chord. So now I don't miss it.
Leoni's work on Deep Impact is getting critical praise, but her TV sitcom The Naked Truth was recently canceled. One Hollywood rumor has the pair teaming up for a TV remake of the old I Love Lucy show.
I have no idea where that comes from. I really don't. It was funny. I thought it was, you know, it's funny, the idea we're going to do I Love Lucy. I mean, no, we're not.
The couple will be seeing a lot more of each other when X-Files filming moves from Vancouver to Los Angeles this year. And for that, both are happy.
We have enough frequent flyer mileage on Air Canada that anytime we want to go to Alaska, baby, it's ours. And I'm hoping that we'll have some time this summer to maybe do so. I'll be glad to get them back home.
Coming up, some great new products, and we'll dig into the private life of Sci-Fi Entertainment co-host Scott Mantz.
The motion picture sound system THX was named for what sci-fi movie? The answer after this.
The THX sound system was named for George Lucas's first feature, THX-1138, which he made back in 1971. Lucas just turned 54 on Thursday. Happy birthday, George. You know, Scott, science fiction is becoming so popular all around the world that I'm getting invited to conventions as far away as Tokyo.
Tokyo?
Yeah, and here's something that has made my life a whole lot simpler. It's called the Quictionary Translator from Seiko Instruments, and what it does is it translates text from one language to another language and then back again.
Oh, well, let's try it out in this
Amazing.
Bradbury book here.
Okay, great. Our handy-dandy copy of Quicker Than the Eye. Let's see. Pick a word, any word.
How about lunatic?
Okay. Here we go. Just glide it across the word. Wait.
You gotta go real slow.
Here we go.
Oh.
Lunatic. Lunatico.
Demente.
Loco and
Loco.
descabellado.
Wow.
See, there you go. I've always wanted to learn how to say lunatic in many different languages. This one will go from English to Spanish and back again.
Now, how many words does it actually have?
This little thing holds 500,000 words.
500,000
Can you believe
words.
that? Yeah. Now you just push a button to bring it back again, or they have models that will go into other languages too.
Like what?
Well, they have ones that speak French, German, Italian, Dutch, Hebrew, Russian, and Korean.
So for world travelers, it's a pretty handy item.
Yeah, it's great for businessmen, students, convention attendees.
Well, you know, personally, I think I'd rather find a really cute human translator to help me out.
Quictionary costs about $250 and can be found in mail-order catalogs or electronic specialty boutiques.
The first time I got into science fiction was because of a show called Battlestar Galactica, which was on ABC in 1978. It was a weekly show. It had great special effects, and for a kid who was 9 years old like me, it had great stories. When I first got into Star Trek, it was right after Galactica had gone off the air, and my interest in science fiction had definitely been brewing. And I was flipping around the channels by accident, and I came across the Star Trek episode Mirror, Mirror, which is a classic, and it was on every single night, so here I am watching Star Trek every single day. In 1991, I went to my first convention in a long time because William Shatner was the guest, and I'd never seen him in a convention before. I thought, I gotta go. And as I was sitting there in the audience and he was on stage, I thought, if I could get involved with this, that would make me very happy. Hi, everything going okay? Yeah? Yeah? Just wait till tomorrow. I'm the financial controller for Creation Entertainment. And Creation Entertainment runs all sorts of special events and conventions all over the country for Star Trek, the X-Files, Xena, and Hercules. It's great because I'm able to work for Creation and keep in touch with my first hobby, which is science fiction. It's going to be busy. It's going to be real busy. But I'm sure that we'll be ready for it. Definitely, absolutely. We actually start preparing for our conventions a year in advance, and between the advertising, the booking of the talent, the rental of the space, staffing, the travel and accommodations, making sure all the equipment gets to the show and the setup, getting up at 4 a.m. It's a lot of hard work.
Once, 120, 121, 120 twice. Sold, $120. Come again, all the way back.
We were doing a convention up in Montreal, and the MC couldn't make it. So seeing how I was so enthusiastic about Star Trek and sci-fi, they said to me, would you like to host this convention? And I said, are you kidding? I'd love to host this convention. And when I was there in front of 3,000 people, standing up on a stage talking about Star Trek, I thought, it doesn't get much better than this.
Okay, he's got a question on the next generation of Deep Space Nine. Standing up right over there, nice and loud.
And I've really enjoyed being on stage, and I just loved it. And eventually it just led to, it came around where Sci-Fi Channel, SciFi Entertainment was looking for a host of their new show, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
Coming up, sci-fi specialist Gary Oldman. When he's bad, he's very, very bad. And Scott will take us in search of the four captains. Did you know that the mask killer Michael Myers wore in the Halloween movies has an interesting origin?
It's actually a William Shatner Captain Kirk mask with the face spray painted white and the hair teased out. Can you see the resemblance?
You know, Chase, the opening of Godzilla is only a week away, and ABC and Fox are both trying to cash in on giant monster fever.
Right. In fact, both networks are coming out with their own made-for-TV monster flicks in the next few days. Here's a preview to help you decide whether to watch.
Yeah, Bishop did it.
Look at the body contours. Anomalous musculature of some kind.
Well, whatever it is circling the boat.
What the hell is that?
Just when you thought it was safe to sit back and relax, Peter Benchley's Creature swims into your living room. Benchley, of course, is the guy who wrote Jaws, and we all remember what that did for Steven Spielberg's career. But this Stan Winston-designed creature can get you on land as well as the water.
So are we talking land shark here, Scott?
Basically, I mean, Craig T. Nelson and King Cattrall play it so straight that it's funny. But there's some pretty good scares in there, too. It's a two-parter airing this Sunday and Monday night on ABC.
Then on Tuesday next week, Fox has another kind of creature waiting for TV viewers. Ah!
Get back!
So here's the real guy, no mystery there. Fox sent him over for us to see. But in addition to Gargantua, Gargantua stars Adam Baldwin and Julie Carmen as a pair of scientists dealing with some megabeasts. But in this TV movie, the creatures aren't considered evil, they're just super big animals. And our heroes are trying to keep them from being wiped out by the Marines. I think he's kind of cute.
Well, I mean, there's still gonna be like lots of carnage and stuff, isn't there?
Please, with a name like Gargantua, you can bet on it. That's Tuesday night on Fox. As we saw earlier, Scott Mantz made the jump from SciFiEnt3a to co-host for SciFi Entertainment. And Scott, in only your third week, you got this awesome assignment from the producers.
That's right.
To attend the Star Trek Grand Slam Convention in Pasadena, California, and to get interviews with all four Star Trek captains.
That's right. Now, you see, I've been an on-stage announcer for conventions for a few years now, but this was a great chance for me. While you were at the convention signing autographs, I was running around looking to interview four sci-fi legends, including the man, William Shatner.
Now, I believe this is the first time William Shatner, Patrick Stewart, Avery Brooks, and Kate Mulgrew were appearing at a con together.
That's right, yep.
Great. Well, how'd you make out? Did you get to talk to them all?
Not exactly.
They're on stage here right now.
They're on stage?
They're on stage right now. The first time ever, all four captains are on stage.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot.
You're more than welcome.
Follow me. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Great. Hey, the four captains are on stage now?
Yes, they are.
Great. Can I get in there?
I don't think so, not through this door.
Well, I've been waiting all day to meet the four captains.
I understand, and they're out there addressing your fans right now.
Great. I'm a fan, too.
Okay, it turned out no cameras were allowed in the auditorium while the four captains were on stage together. But I wasn't going to give up.
Do you know where I can find them?
Not at this time. They're around.
They're around? Yeah. I'm looking for the four captains. And I figure, you know, Journey to Babel, Kirk got in a fight with the Andorian, you know, so maybe you know where I can find William Shatner. I'm looking for the 4 captains, okay? Can you tell me where I can find Kate Mulgrew? I'm looking for the 4 captains. You know where they are?
You having a good day?
Yes, exactly. Good. Hey, Chase. Excuse me. How you doing?
Good. You?
Listen, I'm looking for Avery Brooks. Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah. I just had lunch with him.
You know where he is?
Oh, wait. I think that's him over there.
Oh, great. Thanks.
See ya.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I found him. I found the 3 captains.
Right here, wait a minute.
I've been looking for the 4 captains all day, and finally I find 3 of the captains. So wait a minute. You William Shatner?
T.J. Hooker.
Wait a minute. Don't pull a fast. I wasn't born yesterday here, okay?
I was beginning to panic. I might not be getting any captains at all. The real Patrick Stewart was nowhere to be found. Avery Brooks apparently doesn't like to do interviews, and Kate Mulgrew was on a tight schedule. But then I got word of a Shatner sighting.
William Shatner, I've been looking all over for you. How's it going?
Scott, that's the worst acting I've ever seen.
Unfortunately, the great William Shatner thought my surprise at meeting him wasn't genuine enough, so he had me do it again.
Bill!
It's too big. It's too big.
And again.
Bill!
No, you forgot what. Forget it. Just.
All right, so William Shatner was giving me a rough time.
Can I ask you some questions?
What? What is it?
Do you think I cared? No way! I mean, here I was sitting with James T. Kirk talking about everything from Star Trek movies to Star Trek phone cards.
You prepay your money and you get 4. There are 4 different images, 4 different amounts of money, and you dial the 800 number that's on the card.
Okay, so I didn't get to meet all the captains, but I did get to meet and talk to the guy who started Star Trek for me, William Shatner.
No, I'm personally a Patrick Stewart girl, but...
Hey now.
Okay, let's not get started. But now for one of my favorite actors. From a vampire in Dracula to the villain in The Fifth Element, Gary Oldman's characters run the gamut, from bad to really bad. And his role in Lost in Space is no exception.
16 hours into mission, destroy Robinson family. Destroy all systems.
That's more like it. Farewell, my platinum-plated pal.
Gary Oldman's deliciously wicked portrayal of Dr. Smith is the real reason to see Lost in Space. It's another twisted feather in his wicked cap of characters.
They're all pretty much linked if we follow the money trail. I think they've all been motivated by that. It's one of the few characters I've played lately where, you know, I don't have an accent. I don't have all those whistles and bells and, you know, loads of makeup.
Oldman's role in Lost in Space follows on the heels of his work in last year's sci-fi epic, The Fifth Element. And despite some similarities between the 2 projects, Oldman wanted to blast ahead into another genre picture.
If I'd been sent another script, if there was maybe a better one out there that I got offered, things might be different. You know, you don't always get sent all the scripts all the time. It's different enough.
They're fit as a fiddle and ready to fly.
Lost in Space also gives Oldman's kids the rare opportunity to see how Dad makes a living.
My oldest son's 9 and, you know, Dad goes away. You go and make a movie like True Romance or even Dracula, and you come back and Dad went off and did this thing and then they can't see it. And it's nice to, I think it's nice to be in a movie that I can take him to and say, there's your old man up there, you know, doing his thing.
Never fear. Smith is here.
Get more in-depth stories from Sci-Fi Entertainment magazine by calling 1-800-77-SCI-FI. Be sure to log on to the Dominion and check out these cyber events. Enter the Dominion at www.scifi.com. Every week, Scott and I dig through piles of sci-fi products in all my spare time, searching for the most interesting...
And the coolest.
And here's our sci-fi best bet for this week. From Douglas Adams, creator of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, comes a new CD-ROM disaster space epic called Starship Titanic.
It's been built by a civilization of which we know nothing. And it's a ship that cannot possibly go wrong until, of course, its maiden voyage, where it inadvertently crashes into your house.
Things only get wackier from there. Starship Titanic is populated by all sorts of odd characters. Of course, my favorite's the deranged parrot voiced by Monty Python alum Terry Jones.
I'm not a parrot, I'm a macaw, but I'm the real macaw!
Starship Titanic for Windows 95 PCs should be available wherever you buy your CD-ROMs.
Well, that's all we can fit into this sci-fi entertainment.
Join us next week, same time, same coordinates for Sci-Fi Entertainment.